Rush Limbaugh is burning in hell. The racist, sexist radio host who played a pivotal role in injecting cruelty and conspiracy into conservative mass media. Now let's look at some of the many things he said. Limbaugh said Steinberger was a cracker who made African Americans millionaires. Oh, you hate that, didn't you? Limbaugh, Obama and Oprah are only successful because they're black. When has that ever been the case? Limbaugh calls Government Patterson a massa. Limbaugh calls Obama uppity. Limbaugh says Kennedy had Negroes serve him booze. Limbaugh, black frame of mind is terrible. Tigers, women not helping. When you build up all that hate, it eats at your soul. It rots your corpse.
Everybody's making immigration proposals these days. Let me add mine to the mix. Call it the Limbaugh laws. First, you immigrate to our country, you have to speak the native language.
See, that's strike one. Because this ain't your country, you ignorant fool. You stole this from the Native Americans and from the Mexicans. I'm sure he sees the error of his ways as he's tasting those hot flames.
You have to be a professional or an investor. No unskilled workers allowed. Also, there'll be no special bilingual programs in the schools with the Limbaugh laws, no special ballots for elections, no government business will be conducted in your language. Foreigners will not have the right to vote or hold political office.
Strike two. Voting and holding political office means nothing unless you're searching for fame. The real people who pull the strings are behind the scenes.
If you're in our country, you cannot be a burden to taxpayers. You are not entitled to welfare or food stamps or other government goodies. You can come if you invest here, an amount equal to 40,000 times a daily minimum wage. If not, stay home. But if you want to buy land, it'll be restricted. No waterfront, for instance, and as a foreigner, you have to relinquish individual rights to the property.
3 strikes and your ass is out. Do you have these same set of rules for the French, for the German, for the English, or for your own people who raped this land and the people of it?
And another thing, you don't have the right to protest. You're allowed no demonstrations, no foreign flag waving, no political organizing, no bad-mouthing our president or his policies.
Now this is where it gets downright sinister. You see what happened on the border to a lot of these Mexican families and a lot of these Mexican women. So you want them to be getting raped, killed, and not being able to talk out, not being able to speak out. Now for your wickedness and evilness, you are burning internally.
You're a foreigner. Shut your mouth or get out. And if you come here illegally, you're going to jail. Now, you think the Limbaugh laws are harsh? Well, every one of the laws I just mentioned are actual laws of Mexico today. That's how the Mexican government handles immigrants to their country. Yet Mexicans come here illegally and protest in our streets. How do you say double standard in Spanish? How about no mas?
Look at how proudful he is, how smug he is. He's proud of what he's doing. He thinks he said something clever, not knowing that his grave will be the most pissed on grave in the history of the universe. Now let's continue with the ignorant, foolish words of this dead bastard. Have you ever noticed how all composite pictures of wanted criminals resemble Jesse Jackson? Right. So you go into Defer and you go into South Africa. You get rid of all the white governments there. You put up sanctions on them. You stand behind Nelson Mandela, who has bankrolled by communists for a time, had the support of certain communist leaders. You go to Ethiopia, you do the same thing. You talking about communists in the 2000s? How out of touch? Let's continue. Look, let me put it to you this way. The NFL all too often look like a game between Bloods and Crips without any weapons. There, I said it. The disrespect and madness doesn't stop though. The NAACP should have riot rehearsals. They should get a liquor store and practice robberies. They're 12% of the population. Who the hell cares? Now this is how most of them feel. Trump exposes that with his wickedness. Then he says to an African female caller, take the bone out of your nose and call me back. Now his corpse is rotten, but his wicked ass words live on. I think the media has been very serious that a black quarterback do well. They're interested in black coaches and black quarterbacks doing well. I think there's a little hope invested in McNabb, and he got a lot of credit for the performance of his team that he really didn't deserve. Look, if it wasn't for the refs, no white quarterback would do well. There would be none left, just like there was no running backs left, and that's why they got rid of the position. Pay attention, you damn devil. Oh, you can't pay attention, you're dead. Now, shall we continue? What's next on the menu? I'm very elated on where you dwell, but as far as Rush Limbaugh, he's burning in hell.
お前はもう死んでいる。何？もうは匠でギゼブ。